Now, imagine you're making a movie, but a massive writer's strike means you can't change a single word of the script. So what do? You get your screenwriter a Screen Actors Guild card, dress him up like a cop, and have him hide on set just to whisper notes to the cast. That's just a taste of the chaotic, comedic genius behind the 1989 cult classic The Burbs. We all love this dark comedy where Tom Hanks, Carrie Fisher, and a cul-de-sac of lovable weirdos spiral into paranoia over their creepy new neighbors. But the real story behind the scenes is just as wild. Now, The Burbs has become a beloved cult classic, and it's easy to see why. It's a perfect blend of slapstick, satire, and genuine suspense that brilliantly skewers the quiet desperation of suburban life. But the story of how it got made is just as crazy as the events on Mayfield Place. From on-set accidents that became iconic moments to a backlot with a secret history of its own, the making of this film was anything but normal. So, today we're digging up the secrets of Mayfield Place and counting down 15 weird facts you probably didn't know about The Burbs. Number 1. The 1988 writer's strike forced constant improvisation. So, The Burbs was filmed during the 1988 Writers Guild of America strike, a 153-day standoff that brought Hollywood to a halt. And once filming started, the script was locked. No rewrites, no changes, nothing. So, director Joe Dante leaned heavily on his cast's improv skills, and in a genius workaround, screenwriter Dana Olson was hired as an actor to play one of the cops in the finale. This let him stay on set and pitch ideas without technically violating WGA rules. That high-pressure environment is a huge part of why the film feels so spontaneous and unhinged. Number 2. The movie was filmed in chronological order. So Joe Dante made the unusual choice to shoot the entire film in sequence, and since everything takes place on a single street, it was logistically possible, and it let the actors build their paranoia organically. As Ray, Art, and Rumsfeld descended deeper into obsession, the cast was right there with them, experiencing the story day by day. The escalating madness wasn't just acted, it was actually lived. Number 3. Bruce Dern accidentally destroyed the set. So in the scene where the guys break into the Klopek's house, Rumsfeld was only supposed to tug on a piece of loose wallpaper, but Bruce Dern, completely in character, ripped a massive chunk right off the wall. But instead of cutting, Joe Dante loved the raw, over-the-top energy and just kept it in the film. A perfect happy accident that made the character even more memorably unhinged. Number 4. Tom Hanks improvised his ambulance scene. So one of Tom Hanks's best unscripted bits comes at the very end. After the Klopek house explodes and a dazed Ray is being loaded into an ambulance, Hanks was supposed to just lie on the stretcher. But instead, he improvised the hilarious struggle to climb onto the gurney himself, fighting with the paramedics. It's a brilliant little detail that perfectly caps off his character's complete breakdown. Number 5. The unscripted genius of Rick Ducommun. The late, great Rick Ducommun, who played Gossip Hound Art, was the film's comedic secret weapon. A gifted stand-up, Ducommun was responsible for some of the movie's most quotable lines, made up entirely, I'll have you know, on the spot. His manic basement rant about the Klopeks being Satanists, ending with the iconic "Satan is good, Satan is our pal," was pure improvisation.
I want to kill everyone. Satan is good, Satan is our pal. Ray, you're chanting.
Number 6. Tom Hanks was originally supposed to die. The original script had a much darker ending. Dana Olson's first draft concluded with Dr. Klopek actually killing Ray with his body driven away in an ambulance by the very neighbors he'd been persecuting. Once Tom Hanks was cast, however, the studio decided there was no way they were killing off America's most likable star, and the ending was rewritten. Number 7. It was all filmed on one famous backlot. The Burbs gets its claustrophobic fishbowl atmosphere because it was shot entirely on Universal Studios' Colonial Street backlot. Dante intentionally kept all the action confined to the cul-de-sac to heighten that feeling of suburban isolation. And this same street was famously the home of the Cleaver family in Leave It to Beaver. Now, did you ever put that together? One little street, so much Hollywood history. If you're digging these weird facts, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel, and you won't miss our next deep dive into your favorite cult classics. Number 8. They moved the Leave It to Beaver house. So, to build the perfect cul-de-sac, the production team did some serious redecorating on Colonial Street. including physically relocating the original Leave It to Beaver house to another part of the lot to make room for the creepy Klopek facade. The structure for Walter's house at the end of the street was also a temporary build constructed just for the film. Number 9. Carrie Fisher's prophetic warning. So early in the film, Carrie Fisher's character, Carol, tells Ray, "I've been thinking, we should get away," before someone falls off a roof or sets themselves on fire.
Now, before somebody falls off a roof or sets themselves on fire, I think we should go over there, knock on their door, and invite ourselves in for a nice neighborly chat. Get to know these people like we should have done a month ago.
It sounds like a throwaway line until you realize it's exactly what happens. Rumsfeld falls off the Klopek's roof and Ray emerges from the burning wreckage after accidentally blowing the house up. Oh, eerily accurate. Number 10. The Gremlins connection. So Joe Dante loves hiding Easter eggs in his movies, and in an early kitchen scene, you can spot a box of Gremlins cereal on the counter, a direct nod to Dante's 1984 blockbuster, which also starred Corey Feldman, who plays teen neighbor Ricky Butler here. Classic Dante, connecting his cinematic universes. Number 11. Nods to classic horror. So the film is packed with references for eagle-eyed horror fans. When Art tries to convince Ray the Klopeks are Satanists, he pulls out a book by Julian Carswell, the villainous cult leader from the 1957 British horror film Night of the Demon. Number 12. The Jaws ride kept interrupting filming. So shooting on the Universal Backlot meant the studio tram tour passed through every 20 minutes. But even better, the set sat right behind the Jaws exhibit, so the recorded screams of "Help! Help!" from the ride would occasionally bleed into the sound mix, adding an unintentional layer of creepiness to the whole production. Number 30. A monkey-related incident. The stories from this set are the stuff of Hollywood legend, maybe a little too legendary. The tale goes that a monkey trashed a trailer during the making of the Burbs, with various versions blaming everyone from Michael Jackson's chimp Bubbles to a spider monkey belonging to co-star Nicky Katt. It's the kind of chaotic only in Hollywood story you want to be true, but dig into it and the details just don't hold up. Accounts contradict each other, the story has shape-shifted over the years, and there's no solid evidence a simian rampage ever actually happened. This one looks like a classic case of a fun rumor that got repeated so many times it started to feel like fact. No monkey, no destroyed trailer, just a great urban legend. Number 14. The Lost Dream sequence. So several scenes were cut, but the most significant was a deleted dream sequence starring Kevin McCarthy, the lead from the ultimate paranoia film Invasion of the Body Snatchers, playing Ray's boss, further blurring the lines of his sanity. Old trailers also reveal other lost moments, including an extended barbecue fire scene and an alternate take of Ricky Butler's classic line, "God, I love this street."
God, I love this street.
Number 50. Mayfield Place became Wisteria Lane. So the same colonial street cul-de-sac later became one of the most famous streets in TV history. Wisteria Lane from Desperate Housewives. After the Klopek house was blown up, it was rebuilt and eventually remodeled into Brie Vanderkamp's pristine home. So the next time you watch Desperate Housewives, just remember, those perfect lawns were once the site of Ray Peterson's complete suburban meltdown. From a writer's strike that fueled comedic gold to a backlot with a history as strange as the film itself, The Burbs is a masterclass in chaotic creative filmmaking. The improvisation, the happy accidents, the sheer talent of its cast and crew created a dark comedy that has more than earned its cult classic status. It perfectly captures that nagging feeling that maybe, just maybe, your quiet neighbors are hiding something very dark in their basement. But what's your favorite moment? A classic art one-liner or one of Ray's paranoid spirals? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep an eye on your neighbors.